right, for more on that, let's welcome in Oklahoma Senator James Lankford. Senator, great to have you back on this morning. So the Democrats want the American people to believe that you don't care about the war in Ukraine, that Republicans don't care about the war in Ukraine, and it's just not true. Republicans would like to see the southern border secured and then talk about Ukraine and maybe have both of those issues addressed in the same bill. Do I have that? Is that accurate?
That is accurate. We don't want Putin to win, obviously. This is Putin with funding from China, with weapon systems from North Korea and Iran. That's not an alliance that we shouldn't step back and push back on by any means. So, yes, we want to see Ukraine win, push back on the Russians, push back on the Iranians and the North Koreans that are actually supplying all these weapons. But we also want to see our own border secure.
Yeah.
To say that we're obsessed with other people's security and we're ignoring our own seems to be the whole focus of the Biden administration. So let's just make it really clear. We have an open border. We have Russians also crossing our border, Chinese citizens. We have Iranians. We have Pakistanis. We have people from known terrorist areas that are coming into our country. And this administration is not taking it seriously. In fact, just yesterday, we had more than 10,000 people cross our border. In less than 2 months, we've had more than 500,000 people cross our southern border. This is total chaos. And we're just saying, stop the chaos.
So 10,000 yesterday. Last Wednesday, we were talking about 12,000 in one day. Right. Obviously, fixing the southern border is a main goal for Republicans. This has to get done. But do you see anything getting done in this before Christmas time?
Well, that's up to the administration and up to the Democrats at this point. We've been at the table laying out proposals for weeks and weeks. They're now saying, oh, my gosh, we've got to be able to hurry. We've said we've been at the table with proposals for now 2 months. So at this point, if they want to actually finish this out, we can do the work that needs to be done to be able to finish it out. But this is going to be the focus from actually this White House. They can't just do rhetoric in the media and not actually do the work behind closed doors.
Senator, we talk about this war in Ukraine now for almost 2 years. You think about just the dynamics of what actually happened. So Russia invaded Ukraine. You look at Israel. Hamas invaded and attacked Israel. You look at what's going on our southern border. We are being invaded. And for whatever reason, the administration doesn't have any interest in addressing that issue. I don't know why we can't walk and chew gum at the same time and do both here. I'm wondering if you think President Biden did enough to persuade skeptical Americans why we should continue to fund this war effort in Ukraine.
Yeah, I would tell you there are a lot of people that don't want to see Putin win. They're just trying to be able to figure out, is Ukraine winning at this point? And they are. Ukraine has actually recovered 50% of the territory that the Russians actually took. Ukraine is now retaking control of the Black Sea. They are making progress in some key areas, though this is a very difficult war. We've had more than 300,000 Russians that have been killed in this war so far as the Ukrainians have been pushing them back out. It's been a very bloody, very difficult war. This is what real war looks like on a land war and what actually occurs. The president's not making that case, but he's also not making the case why we should actually secure our own southern border. We need to be able to actually do national security here. And as you said, we can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Yeah, Rob, asking if President Biden's message was heard. But do you think that President Zelensky's message was heard yesterday, or did whatever he had to say fall on deaf ears?
No, I don't think it fell on deaf ears. I think President Zelensky, we've had several meetings with him over the past 2 years that he was able to give us progress in the war, what's actually occurring, the measures that they're taking to actually make sure that they're ending corruption in that area that has a history of corruption, the people that he has fired to be able to transition things, the oversight that they've actually added into the process. So they're doing the work to say, we hear you. We need greater oversight. We need to change the way we do governing, but we also need your help in this. And so they're making the changes that we have asked for. They're also asking for our continued help so that the Russians don't continue to slaughter them on their own soil.
Yeah, and it seems like this is on the White House now. If they suddenly decide to do something and address the crisis at the southern border, again, 10,000 crossing in a day, think about what America is going to look like in 10 years. All right, this is it's an unmitigated disaster down at the southern border. And it seems like if the White House finally decides to address that, Republicans will be happy to continue to fund the war in Ukraine. And we'll continue to cover it and watch that. Senator, great to see you this morning. Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Oklahoma Senator James Lankford there. Thank you.